Welcome to Team Effort. Today's topic is drying up your wet code base, or why reducing moisture increases maintainability. Hi, I'm Morten from Hyperreactive. Today we're going to talk about how and when to dry up your wet code base, and of course the meaning behind those two terms. While you're here, please click that subscription bell. As always, you can read more about this topic in the article linked in the description below, where you can also subscribe to our newsletter. This time around, the article contains some tips for dry patterns you can use in your codebase right now. So why are moisture levels relevant for programming, you might ask? Well, there are of course acronyms. Dry means don't repeat yourself. Wet is most likely created as a backronym due to its opposite nature to dry code and expands to write everything twice. Some even spell it with an extra T, write everything 10 times. Both of these concern the principle of code reuse. Well-behaving code bases do not have duplicates of the same lines of code or the same ideas in multiple places. Well, not too much at least. If you have two modules sharing functionality, make sure to abstract that functionality out to a common shared location. This is the principle of dry code as defined by Andy Hunt and Dave Thomas in their book The Pragmatic Programmer, which is an essential book in any developer's toolbox. And there's even a new edition coming out this year marking its 20-year anniversary. The reasoning behind dry code, unrepeated code that is fairly obvious. If you need to maintain code, it's of course easier to only change things once rather than multiple times. Let's say you have an application working with authors. Some authors are hidden because they haven't published anything yet. You have a list of authors in one view, and in another view for a single book you have a drop-down of authors. But now the criteria for hiding authors change. You now only want to hide deceased unpublished authors, not living ones. In this case you have to find instances of this piece of code and make the update in both. They might even be implemented slightly differently, albeit with identical results. Updating the same code twice, or often even more times than that, is of course both a waste of time, an obvious source for errors, and just a general bad practice. There's a whole slew of tricks to use to reduce repeated code depending on programming language, framework, and work method. We'll cover some of those in the article linked below. This isn't to say that every duplicate instance of every single operation should be avoided. You'll be looping over arrays all over your code. That's of course okay. You'll also be placing divs in your HTML many times. That's completely okay too. And there are cases where duplicates of even larger pieces of code are okay as well, especially if you expect the code to fork in different directions in the future. All that being said, moisture evaporators are an important tool to keep your codebase dry and tidy. This brings me to the question of the day. What's your best tip for keeping the codebase dry? Please give your answer in a comment below and feel free to tag it like this. Finally, remember to like and subscribe for more content like this. We'll be posting new content every Monday, Wednesday and Friday, so make sure to stay updated. When you follow the link below to the in-depth article, you can also sign up for our newsletter on all things relevant for modern web development teams. Keep coding and thanks for watching.